Alrighty. Okay, you can hear me, that's good. By the way, I've actually figured out what's wrong with me. I have allergies. Surprise, surprise. Which that be the... Okay. So, so. I don't know why, but my finger is itching. So sorry. I'm going to first send out links that I'm actually streaming. Publish. 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 Fuck, I don't want to publish it with the hashtags. Wait. There we go. I didn't want to turn that one on. Also, let me close stuff that I'm not going to use at all. There we go. So, fellas, we are going to do something that we haven't really done in a while. So we are just going to send out, we are going to make new OCs, we are going to fulfill space number 9 and 10, not today, but you catch the drift. I might sound better in random moments, but yeah. Because it's been actually raining and the allergies are not hitting me as much. I thought that I'm actually going to be sick. I actually thought that I'm going to be sick. I'm not, thankfully. So yeah. Here. Oh. Okay. Good. I've worked a little bit on my book. I've worked a little bit on learning C#. So yeah, we're going to draw, of course, in the team Grey, which is the team that actually we're going to work on right now. we are going to draw 2 characters, only 2, an elf maid, so we are going to start from her, and a spearman human, right? So just normal, you know, everyday life jobs for people in fantasy world, right? Jobs for everyone. I'm not sure how I want to actually position her. To be fair, I thought about drawing that elf maid a bit chubby, but meh. Not in the mood for that. We're going to draw some chubby characters in the future too. Like, here's the thing, when I was drawing realism, right? When I was drawing realism, I was drawing like huge varieties, like a lot of varieties of people. Chubby, skinny, muscular, like, there was just much more to those. I've noticed at the moment I've started drawing more muscle mommy when actually there's going to be a bunch of them actually in the future teams, for real. I'm not even joking, we have a couple orcs in there, so there are going to be orcish muscle mommies. Let's go. Also, hi Zega, got over here, how are you? Hope it has going. Also missed ya all for those 2 days that I wasn't streaming. I'm struggling with, just woke up, I see. I'm struggling with a bunch of allergies currently, so that's like confirmed allergy, because it's a bit better when today, and it's because it was raining, so yeah. Also had some shrimps and I'm happy. Had a bunch of shrimps and I'm happy. But I'm not going to clap my hands. I'll be clapping cheeks. Clap, clap, clap. But yeah, you, water insects? Water insects? Oh, okay, shrimps. Oh, gotcha. Hi, Kotaro, got over here. How are you? Hope it's going? Nice drawing. Thank you, thank you. Wait, is that head actually good? Nah, it looks tilted. I don't know why. Is your Discord still active? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? We actually have a whole Discord server for the community. I'm still also active on Discord anyway. Okay, I think it's correct. Yeah, okay. If that makes a triangle, that means your chin is actually symmetrical. It's good, so you can do the thing. So the thing is that in the universe we're making, well, we'll have to start actually figuring out more stuff to that world. you know, like more rules or something. Because if we are going to actually comprehend the world, it's kind of like we're making actual world building at this point. We are just drawing a bunch of characters for like RPG game or a book or something like that. So that's that. Sorry I'm blind. No, it's okay. I joined. Glad to hear that. Hi Skylar! Glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it has going. Missed you. I missed you. No, the head is going to be too big. We need to. Miss you too. I haven't streamed for 2 days. It feels like it's been ages, for real. I wanted to actually sit down and start streaming way earlier today, but not today. I was working on some stuff. My heart aches when we're apart. Oh. I've actually made a logo for some sort of a creative studio. Under which I'm going to release my my books. Most likely because I'm still working on a portfolio. Now I have a bit better concept of it. I know what I need. Wanted to post my artworks again. Feel free to do so. I'm actually a bit lazy today, so I'm going to just copy and paste the eye. I'm just going to do that, if you won't mind. So yeah, we're drawing elf maid, so that's that. The thing is that she needs to be like a very, you know, very ordinary person, like very normal person, not sticking out by any means. What artwork is Davis making today? A character design for an OC. I just said exactly what the character is going to be, so yeah. Just a character design session. I need her to have her her hair's actually tied to the back. Okay. I need her to go kind of like this. Okay. So basically why I'm doing this, you know, normal characters, like normal people in a fantasy world, basically. So there's a purpose to this. We are going to make all of teams, there's like I think 5 out of 6 teams are like fantasy adventurers or like a traveling troupe, you know, so genuinely they are made to bring a lot of action, right? And just because they are bringing a lot of action, it might feel like every single illustration that I'm going to make is going to be like jam-packed with action, right? Because those are the characters. It's difficult to make them sit in one place, while having a characters that are just doing their 9-to-5 job, right? They're just sitting there, you know, maid is cleaning, spearman is guarding a gate, but they also can have like normal day, like normal people, you know, kind of a interaction. So for example, they might like go and I don't know, for example, drink at a bar or something like that. Who knows, maybe we can even make them interact with each other. Maybe they are going to be lovers. Who knows? It's just the fact that what we want is just straight up a set of characters that is generally going to so to say connect everything, you know, just so I could sit down and draw any kind of illustration depending on my mood. So if I would want to draw an illustration of some sort of a thief, we have a thief, right? We have an assassin, we have 2 bards, we have, you know, a paladin, angel. So we have a lot of different characters, and every single character is going to have their own, like, you know, thing to is going to have their own thing to do. So I think that maid would be rather slim. I think like she wouldn't have much meat on her. Like usually you meet with either very thin maids or a bit plump, a bit chubby. So I think drawing her this way might be cool. I'll need to Google a reference photos for, a maid outfit, so give me a second. Very true, yeah. It's all about having possibility to do some, you know, difference, you know, to do some different stuff genuinely. Davis neck, yes. My neck is not existent. There we go, maid outfit. I found like a really cool one. We'll use this. So I've actually scraped a hole in my plastic sheath that is around my that is on my tablet screen. It's like a protective film. I have one more. Yeah. So now you have to exchange it. So I want to draw her kinda, you know, like imagine, for example, she because I don't want to make her go through like hardship. She's supposed to be like a chill character to draw. Change the tip of my pen seemed to solve most of the problems with those jittery lines. Did it? That means your the tip of your pen was not really working well. I really abused the tip in the last year. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really I haven't really changed my pen's tip. Oh, wait, Kimo has appeared. Kimo! Haven't seen you in such a long time. How have you been? Hi. Good, how about you? Allergies started actually going on, so that's that. I've came back to work, so you know, there are going to be days now where I won't be able to stream because work. Oh no, yeah. Allergies suck, yeah. Dream? Dream? What dream? I hope that job is great. No, it's not. I'm abused on every single corner. 18 more subscribers to go, yeah. I'm not sure, Zaga, if I've said dream. I might have said it, but meant something else. I don't know. Or I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, 18 more to go, and we are going to misheard stream. I see. Yeah, I mean, usually you are right with what I'm saying. So Also, I need to get ready, lol. I got an interview later today, so I need to get ready, lol. Good luck. Good luck, chemo. I came by because I finally woke up. I see. Missed you so much on the streams. Good, you are doing alright. What will you be? Yeah, on what position actually? Oh. Like, to be fair, I wish I would change the job, but I need a strong portfolio actually to showcase, no matter where I go. Portfolio making streams might come back real quickly. Not really much work to have there. Just some logos again, but this time better. Because to be frank, previous logos were not really high flying. I need them to be kinda like the logos I've done, the logo I've done for my Vtuber logo. So yeah. Is logo making worth it? Yeah. I mean, even though you are not going to make logos on the position, they still look if you know how to make logos, because logos are, well, it's like brand making. So if you know how to make brands, you know, if you have a touch to it, they know that you will be able to actually also make good packages and fit with any other like corporational stuff, because that genuinely just says that you know how to make how to work with branding. If you know how to work with branding, that means you'll know how to fit the clients, you know, with what the client wants. So it's even taken when you have a package design, yada yada yada. It's like a psychology behind it rather than anything. Also, I think we might actually make design stuff is much cooler. Yeah, it is. And it includes logo too. Yeah. Hi Shuma, glad to be here. How are you? Hope everything has going. To be fair, I need to find. I want to make those logos, and generally we are going to make like now how is it called? Doing good, enjoying and stuff. That's so cool. I'm really happy to hear it. So we are going to make posters on streams. We are going to make logos, package design. I'll need to find and actually focus on some stuff connected with package designing, because I still can't find the how's it called? I still can't find the mockup making, because like entire package design is for mockups, based on mockups. If I can't make mockups, that means I won't be able to actually attach it to the product design. Sorry that I'm still making all those, like, you know, noises, but even though I don't really have such a strong, you know, stuff with the nose, it's still slowly coming off, you know. So it's still holding up. I doubt it's going to go away for some time, because again, allergies. They're going to be there as long as the pollen is going to be there, so yeah. Not necessarily a cool thing. I hate it. Okay. I watched some horror movies yesterday with my mom. We've actually finished watching all Last Destination in Polish. Unfortunately, Last Destination 4 and 5 are not in Polish, even though they had a Polish versions in cinema. They just said, nah, freak it. That sucks though, because my mom doesn't speak English, so genuinely she can't watch it. So we finished at Last Destination 3. And I'm 100% positive that there was translation of it to Polish. Back, so how kind of mockup are you looking for? Like, genuinely, I can even get, like, if I would be able to receive something like that, like at least 3D models for Blender, because then I can just, you know, slam some, you know, it's just going to be for portfolio, and, you know, I would be able to just show that, you know, the product looks okay in the thing. Sketchfab. Okay, wait, let me check this. Because I need like at least 3D models for like soda cans, chips packages. Yeah, exactly. There's that. That's so cool. That works. Literally, that works. That's exactly what I need. Like, exactly the packaging. Heck yeah. Thanks, Zega. A lifesaver, as always. Man. There we go. So basically it's that I need to at least slam a texture on top of the model. Most of the stuff is Creative Commons licensed. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I mean, I'm not going to sell it, it's just going to land in my portfolio, so... What you see on there, I think it's random. Nah, you can search the 3D model. So I've typed in the search engine a soda can and it's shown what I needed. So I'll be able to work on those. Probably shirts are also there, right? I see. Because I can also just make like designs for the shirts and, you know, throw them on the stuff. Because yes, back to the thing, we are going to also make the how is it called? We're going to make the shirt designs on stream. Because one of the corporation, quote unquote, shirts, jackets, hoodies, etc. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to try and design stuff based off of that, you know, just to, well, I want to have a variety to even, you know, show that, hey, I can even design you a t-shirt if you want, you know, like this kind of stuff. Like maybe some custom pants or something like that. Just genuinely, you know. Because here's how it works. On ArtStation, right? You can throw in like an artwork, make a base, right? So I want to make like the brand as one file like this. Doing work while lurking. Alrighty. I think the easiest way is to slap on white texture or grid pattern for alignment, render it with transparent background and outline, and now you have a template to draw your design over. Yeah, that would probably be what I'll be looking for. Because I'll need a template for the textures anyway, for sure, because I'll need to know like what are the resolutions I would have to draw on. Also, there is big money in car advertisement. Yeah. I also seen that. I also seen that I would need to be able to show, you know, how the logo is going to look on a car. So I have to add that too. Yeah, exactly. So for sure I'm going to also look for those. Put it on a F1 car. Heck yeah, you know? So one of the things I have is Angstrom. angsty teenagers clothing kind of thing. But I know that this is actually a unit. It's a 1.00 times 10 to minus 10. That's 1 angstrom. And it's actually written like this. So the idea is to have angstrom written like that and have like a pentagram. Do you want to draw it over the template or use the logo as texture on the model and render it? I'll need to show it on probably on a rendered model, so I'll need to throw it as a texture. Because, you know, showing how the all nooks and crannies are going to work well, how well the logo is going to work with all the nooks and crannies. There is already such company. Angstrom? Seriously? Bro. But their logo looks weird. Bro, how do I name it then? Maybe I'm going to name that brand with the name of my gacha game, Necronomica, and that'll be all. I think the head is too big again. Still, at least. Man, I've got some mint and chocolate chip ice creams. I'ma eat them a lot. Wait, nah. For fuck's sake, man. I'm literally losing my mind with whatever's happening there. Angstrom engineering. Are you serious? God damn it. When I was googling those, I hadn't seen them. But yeah, their logo looks weird. I never understood logos where they double the first letter. Same. For me, it shouldn't even happen because, and actually by the design, by design it shouldn't really happen at all. Because it's confusing the reader. You want to have as many letters as there are actually in the name of your company. You don't want anything more or less than that. Okay, and maybe let's give her a mole next to Ali. Why not? Hi Jayon, Gatavi here, how are you? Hope everything's going? Bro, play Marvel Rivals. I mean, I'm not really good at games like this, so that's that. That's why I also don't play any FPS games, because most of them are just, you know, competitive game. I want to chill when playing a game, although I'm playing Kazan, First Berserker Kazan recently. I stopped playing Marvel Rivals. Why so, Kotaro? Why so? It's too toxic and racist, I see. So, literally, Overwatch. Cool. I mean, isn't it like the same thing with any other game like this? Like, actually, CSGO, I step into a match and there's already edgy kids, yeah, that's understandable. Did you saw new game Wildgate? Every competitive team-based game is toxic, yeah, exactly. That's why I don't play them. You know what I could come back to? League. Almost. But I won't, because my Tariq is not the Tariq that I knew anymore. And that was the only character I knew how to play. And I'm now too old to learn new characters. They've destroyed Tariq. Isn't Wildgate just Sea of Thieves, EVE Online and Overwatch combined? Kinda. But yeah, I've seen that new game. To be fair, when I've read the name of the game, Wild Stars, my beloved game Wild Stars, was actually coming back to my memory, but it wasn't that. I want Wild Stars to come back, please. That's the only game that's the only MMO that I was so interested in, besides Dungeon Fighter Online. Well, yeah, I'm in a in last Berserker Chasm, I'm in a place where I'm constantly dying to enemies because they are throwing Plague on you, and Plague is taking away so much HP from you that the moment you get it, you are sure to die. You have to watch out to not receive Plague stacks on your face. But this is literally... First Berserker Kazan is exactly how Souls-like games supposed to be, because it's not necessarily as easy as Black Myth Wukong, which actually got even easier, I've heard. There are some updates for that game to make it easier, but also it's not difficult because of the system-wise stuff. So like, you don't really have enemies placed in a scammy places. You don't have like weapon, you don't have weapon durability like in the Legend of Zelda games. You just have a normal game that is difficult because you go there, you just have way too little level, or you have way too little statistics. I show too good, everyone wants to ask me for help to answer questions. Hey, I mean, that's good. That's how it's always been at school since I started. To be fair, kinda same. Every time whenever I was going to school, I was always known to be a wizard at certain topic. Like in primary school, it was the art. In middle school, it was Polish, and in technical college, it was programming, Excel, Polish, and probability from mathematics. Actually, I still can't believe that I was good at something in mathematics. Matter of time before you start making homeworks for money and reap the bucks, big bucks. Hey, that was cool. That would be cool. But you have to watch out because the teachers can actually take you to the principal's office when you are going to do that, so you need to be very sneaky about that. I remember at our schools we had banned snacks, like you couldn't bring to the school your own Pepsi or your own Coke or anything. So I was doing homework for like a can of soda or something like that. And that was a bit ironic and also not fair, but nobody ever reported that. And I think if someone would report it, school would be in huge troubles. Because you couldn't bring your own stuff, like you could only bring sandwiches and bottles of water. If you wanted something unhealthy, you had to buy it from school's cafeteria. I mean cafeteria, we didn't have cafeterias in schools. It was just, you had a table placed somewhere in the... You know, it was like... How do you say this? Like you just had a table and there was like a school cleaning personnel sitting there, and they've had like boxes of cola and chips and stuff. And usually those prices were crazy because when in Biedronka, that's like Polish Walmart, by the way. When in Biedronka, you could buy freaking... you could buy those for like very small price, like 2 PLN or something like that. Those were cranked up to be like 5 PLN each. So imagine how messed up that was. And yes, now prices for a can of cola in Biedronka is 5 PLN. You can see how much prices changed since I've left the school. I did programming homework for so many people, but our fucking teacher insisted they are bad to the point where they could not defend why it's good, bro. Like, when I had the Polish homework, I wasn't doing that. I was just looking at my empty notebook and I was talking from my head. Someone from class tried to snitch on me, but the teacher totally ignored the fact. She knew that I didn't do the homework, but she still gave me 6 for actually being able to answer the question from head. That was the craziest part. She knew that I didn't do my homeworks. I was a really lazy student. I preferred to draw or play games when I was at home. It kind of was coming back to bite me because I knew that if I would do I knew back then, if I would do homework, I would actually learn much more. Because I don't know why it was actually helping me to memorize stuff. But I just wasn't doing them. I was way too lazy. Got me so angry sometimes I almost want to speak with the teacher myself. That he's just stupid, bro. like my programming teacher, I think I've talked about this already, but my programming teacher was not teaching us any programming. He was talking about conspiracy theories. I remember once I turned him off like Droideka from Star Wars. This was at university, I see. My programming teacher was once got turned off like Droideka from Star Wars when I told him why he still believes in Moon. Growing up you don't want to study, but growing up you crave to study more. Yeah, when you are grown up you want to study more. When you are growing up you don't want to study. But this is exactly why I think that a lot of the teaching actually supposed to be rather focused on the older age, because when we are older and we work, we want to study more. And actually when we work, we already know what we want to do. When we are kids, all we want to do is sitting down and playing games or playing with our friends, etc. But on the other hand, if we would do something like that, then how exactly would the education look like? Like what, people wouldn't know how to read until the age of what, 15, 16? That's not right. So, and also it's, for adults it's much more difficult actually to learn stuff because the information absorption is not really as good as the kids have it. So it's actually important to study when we are kids. But it's just a paradox how it works. But if there's someone of a younger age, even though my streams are set for adults, if there's a kid in younger age, I do recommend actually spending your time on learning and studying things. You're going to have much easier life later on, trust me. I'm actually thinking about becoming a morticianer. I've seen a lot of jobs asking for people to be morticianers. They can't find people. They're taking anyone, literally anyone, and paying big bucks for preparing dead people. But you know, I don't know, it kind of weirds me out. Here, if you can't read and write and understand written text at the age of 10, you're official by rule. Yeah, kind of the same here. You are getting assigned to special class. You're becoming the special kid. You get all the paperwork and shit done. Because like, if you can't do such things by this certain age, then that means there's something going on in the way how you are progressing with your mind. It's a bad word, but we literally use it for that. Like, actually, it's the name. That's crazy. I mean, that's like considered a slur actually for slow people. What is the actual, wait, what is actually the translation for the word in Polish? Handicapped. We are calling them handicapped people. Well, like, you can be handicapped still, because they use it as a slur. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, actually. So basically, he decided to be a doctor because I've always had a passion to help people, also because I grew up taking medications, and being it an out of doctors, I wanna do things to ensure people live long lives. That's a really cool decision. We have much worse words for the same, yeah. Kinda same, but we are just calling them handicaps. Like, straight up, the translation of the word is handicaps. what are you handicapped or something like that, but it's not necessarily considering person with the like physical disadvantage, but straight up for people that are born slower thinking. We only use handicapped for people with limited movement. For people with limited movement, we use... well, translation is also handicapped, but it's actually unabled. Bro, that head tilt is cursed, yeah. Hi Mike, got over here, how are you? Hope everything's going? I think this is the first time around, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How are you? Yeah. I can break the neck of my model. That's crazy. But to be fair, at certain point I'm going to rework my model, I'm going to change some stuff. Finally add a shirt or something like that. So yeah, so like people, so actually Zega, Devis will go mid-canyon XQC mode, yeah, exactly. It's me, Karatra, I'm changing the name. Oh, I see! Hey, Karatra, actually, long time no see, Karatra. I have to say, it's been a while. For anyone who thinks they have no future, you will find your passion in life, yeah. I think I don't have any future because I can't find any job, any dream job that I have. So that's the reason. Maybe like literally the moment I'm going to be like taken to some sort of like a firm, I would probably spend the rest of my life in there. Like straight up. I just want to have a art job. That's all. I just want to be an artist. Yeah, I've actually watched your vid before this, but not commenting. Hope you have a good stream. Thank you, thank you. Don't worry. I used to think that I was fine where I was, but I stood up and decided to work hard to achieve something. Yeah, I mean, probably my main issue that why I can't find those jobs is because my portfolio is not really showing off much. You know what I'm saying? I don't have portfolio that would get me hired. Also, I feel like I would want to rather sit down and write books instead of doing anything else. Like, I feel like that would be my dream job, but at the same time, that sucks. We will see though. Because, like, book writer is not a job. Like, sure, you can go ahead and write a book, but you don't have a profession of a writer. You can be a writer, you can be an author, but it doesn't mean you're going to have a stable job, right? That's the issue. I want a normal, stable job. That's why I'm searching to become a graphic designer at some corporation. You need a publisher to be a writer? No, you don't have to. Not anymore. All you need is just write a book and throw it on Amazon. That's all. And you're receiving how much? 87% or something like that. because Amazon is taking 13% for publishing. One of my friends became a biologist too because he wanted to do research to further the progress towards human immortality. He got his PhD, then became a C# dev at Morgan Stanley after realizing science is heavily gate-capped and he would have to do menial small job on bare minimum wage for like 30 years at least before getting somewhere. True. I'm still living in the past still. Me too. Yeah, kinda. Kinda same. Sorry, I had to drink. Polo Coca. The best. Polo Coca tastes like old cola. That's why I'm drinking it right now. If someone would ever get to Poland, I recommend Polo Coca. It's like cola, but in my opinion, slightly better. But yeah. You're zooming with this drawing, true, but I have to say, like, I've got one thing. I think I've unlocked something. I've started drawing without thinking. I'm doing things now, like, without considering my moves. I think what was blocking my speed was me overthinking every single brush stroke, which was bad. Now, I don't think where the line is. I know how the line's supposed to look like. I know how the line thickness works. I think this is why the stylization was something that I had to establish. I really had to establish the style, and now as we've already established how my drawing's supposed to be styled as, you know how everything should look. Everything is not good, yeah. It just slows down your progress anyway, no matter what you are doing. Overthinking only makes you do bad stuff. I do have to say that it really helped me speed up with everything. Who knows, maybe on one stream I'll be able to finish an entire character. Imagine. I've learned to take my time and really think about stuff. I mean, depends what you're doing. Also, bro, I was at work this week. I was literally losing my mind over freaking C#, not C#, what am I saying? Over freaking VBA. I was losing my mind over VBA at Excel. I was like, everything worked. I hit enter just to check different data. It stopped working. Just imagine, you just change data and that's it. Before I would rush commissions and artworks and 3D designs. Like, to be fair, I need to start like advertising my commissions. An old friend came to me saying, hey, can you touch up on this model? I told them sure, no problem, so it was my old work. and I cringed how bad it looked. I mean, I still cringe about my old works. I am looking at some stuff and I see how many blunders I've been doing. Even my realism got better, but you see now why you should look at your older artworks only and not compare yourself to the others. Because you are going to only see progress if you compare your new artworks with your old ones. This is the only moment when you are going to see the progress. I can show you some of my old works and my current work. Wait. So basically, the newer thing is actually going to be the this thing. This is actually the thumbnail for the stream, and actually this is how my new thumbnails are going to look like. Let's say this. Look. Like, even hands changed for better. So you can see how everything changed over time. If you take the right one and mask everything but the face, yeah. You can't tell it's masculine, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've had really feminine faces for guys, unfortunately. Davis got muscles, yeah, true. This is exactly why you shouldn't allow yourself to think negatively about your artworks. Because you have to keep in mind that you're always going to progress and that you are going to always improve with things, you know? I think it's partly because you do the pointy chin for guys too. Yeah. To be honest, Davis got more muscles than me. My body type looks like my OC. I mean, IRL, I'm capable to make 100 crunches in one sitting. But I still don't have abs. Maybe that's because I'm drinking a lot of sugary drinks and I don't do those crunches every single day. I want to see, actually, I'm going to start doing 100 crunches. Say their models represent themselves IRL. To be fair, Davis has a lot of scars in the same place I have scars on my body. Especially the facial ones. I have one scar on the forehead, one above the eye, and I have a hole in my upper lip, hence the scars on Davis's face. Also, Davis walks with a cane, which is also kind of like IRL thing. I mean, I don't have a cane, but I have problems with my left leg. And like, it's eminent that I'm going to need a cane really soon. At least that's what the doctor says. I'm now having an MRI of the entire body. So we are going to see what's up. We're going to see what's going on. It's because you're tall. True. Possibly. Well, actually, ever since I was a little kid, I've had troubles with my left leg. And it's only left leg. Every tall people I know have leg problems. True, actually, yeah. Because it is, because like the bones are, well, because we have to bend a lot, we have to like go really long way to get to the small things. Because usually even if I would just bend myself in half, I won't be able to like see what's going on in the lowest pantry. So I have to like kneel or do other stuff just to see. So that makes sense. So yeah. So actually, after this character, what we're going to do is going to be the portfolio works. We are going to make logos. So basically, the logos we are going to do are going to be a bit different than what we've been doing, because I'll have to not only make the logos themselves, but also I have to make different versions of the logos. So I've established one brand, and for one brand I'm going to make 7 logos. I'm going to pick one, I'm going to play with colors, and I'm going to make in 2 versions or 4 versions even. So one that is going to be just black and white, one in color, and either if black and white is going to fit on the dark spaces, I'm going to keep it like that, but also the colored version for dark backgrounds, which usually brings like different sets of colors. But there is a trick to that. I've done it for my logo. No matter if it's a dark or bright background, it's working because I've took like very neutral colors for it. So yeah. So I have one file already done, with my logo portfolio, with my own logo. I'm going to actually add up on it whenever I'm going to, because I need also possibility to show it as the watermark, because I've also made the black and white version to use it as a watermark. We'll see, we're going to have fun. But I think I'm going to stay with that angstrom thingy. I don't know, maybe if someone from you have like a better name for angsty teenager clothing brand, go ahead. Huh. But to be fair, hi Muto, glad to be here. How are you? Hope it's going. But to be fair, I didn't expect it that actually 180 centimeters, so like 1 meter 80 centimeters would be enough to actually cause like problems. Usually, ask some Gen Z to invent one of those Gen Z Gen Alpha word. Okay, who's Gen Z Gen Alpha here? I'm good, how are you? Doing good, doing good. Just chilling. It's Sunday today, so I was mostly resting after work. I'm not sure it's good for portfolio though. What you... oh, the Gen Z Gen Alpha word? Yeah. So basically I want to make like brands and build portfolio around them. So like create, let's say, for example, the Necronomica. Evening in Library woke up, I see. So you have Necronomica. So I can turn O, right? I can take O's. And add stars like that. For both O's. Or a star and a pentagram. Like this. The hard part is that the brand should be liked by teens because they are the audience of the brand, but boomers have to like it too because they are the audience of the portfolio. Yeah, but it's also showing the fact that you know how to make the... like, making a logo, you have to focus on the target, right? So the target are teenagers, so the boomers from graphic designer corpo are going to sit down like, yeah, that would fit teenagers. That would hit the teenage audience. To be fair, but also, yeah, I'm scared that it would also work the way how you are saying, that I would have to like merge them together. Let's say like having a Necronomica being like that. I would have to make like 7 different variations of logos, and I mean by logos I mean like iconographic logos. Right. Once told me she hated writing a 5-page essay. I told her 5 pages that sound easy because I write too many stories and documents. I mean, if that's how it works for you, then you know. Personally, I've always liked writing because I was reading a lot. And genuinely, I knew a lot of like connections. Yeah, Zaga, you might be like 100% right. Sometimes I feel I write too much. Nah, it's okay. Like, everyone writes as much as they feel they need to. The difference is that if you are forced to write about something you don't necessarily like, true. Because if you don't necessarily like something, then that's an issue, right? By the way, do you know what's going on also for the graphic designers? There are going to be moments where you are going to receive a task to work on something you don't necessarily like, and you can like try to make designs, etc. But in the end, like a lot of graphic designers, what they are doing is that they are commissioning other artists to fulfill their task, because quite often it's going to be still less, and a lot of them are going to add a like a paying fee. So if you don't like something, you are going, if the artist is not going to like certain topic, you are going to pay much more for the thing that, to be done, only because they just didn't like the topic. And by the end of the day, that paying fee is going to, like, let's say the paying fee, let's say, is like 1k, right? Yeah, our designer does the same, working for big money, and I can point out which Fiverr designer did it for $5 exactly. So quite often it's that, because it's still coming out cheaper if you're going to hire someone, and most likely you are going to get a design that someone is going to like. And preparing a documentation about something is still easy enough. So unfortunately, if someone here thinks about getting a professional graphic designer, most likely you are going to still get a commission from someone on Fiverr. Other AI stuff, true. Although I personally don't use AI, there are always places for graphic design works. Yeah. But again, if you are taking the if you are like trying to hire graphic designer from corporation like that, it's still like you are going to get a it's still like you are going to get a graphic designer from Fiverr, because, for example, the topic isn't going to be something that the designer likes to draw. Man, I can't wait to actually finish this one. This one? This thing, you know, the character designs. Trying to solve that expression. What you mean? What are you drawing? We are drawing a ninth original character from our Team Grey, actually. So basically, she's an elf maid that we are drawing. Nice, yep. So we are almost halfway through the entire graphic design for the characters. Graphic design? Like through the entire character design for all teams. Halfway. To be fair, I'm wondering what movie I'm going to watch with my mom today. We are usually watching horrors, and I'm wondering how many horrors there can be. It's exciting, yeah. So yeah. Probably after the stream we are going to sit down and draw. Probably after this character we are going to take a moment for ourselves, and we are going to draw some of those stuff for my portfolios. We will see actually what I need, because I'm still going to work on it after the after the streams, just to speed up finishing the process of it. But also working on the streams on that is going to be the speeding up process. It's going to be, I think, third time that I'm going to take care of it. But if I finish the portfolio, I'll be able to, apply for the jobs and actually have chances, right? Because I'm going to have portfolio. Also, we'll see, because what the fuck happened to her hand? Like, it doesn't look so broken here. What happened to her hand in the line art? Yo. I have to say, Kazan, I did not see the problem with it. You think? It looked like all her fingers were broken. Okay. I have to say it's really difficult to find good horror movies. Like, two of them were so bad. We've watched yesterday Hunting in Kentucky, so that was a bit better. But still, like, new movies are not even meh. You don't even get like any scare at all. You don't have moments where you are just physically jumping. Other movies are still capable to do that. Even though you are aware of the jump scare, they can, they can still take and, make you jump a little. Huh. Okay, so that works. That thumb doesn't really look good. It looks like it's knocked out of the socket. It kinda sad when horror movies aren't scary. Yeah, after all, they were made to be scary, right? As a matter of fact, I'm watching these horrors and I'm laughing. So that's the issue. Imagine, I mean, to be fair, I'm making my mom laugh too. So at least we have fun watching those together. It's good. I mean, is it actually that you're sitting down with, the horror movie and you're cracking a laughter? I mean, on the other hand, it's better to at least crack a laughter instead of just watching a movie that doesn't give you any feelings, right? But on the other hand, I would rather to feel scared, because after all, I'm watching horror movie. We've watched the entire series of Annabelle, we've watched the entire series of The Nun, we've seen like ton of other movies. I'm thinking about getting my mom to watch Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. But I've seen that it's another schmear. I understood why people like scary movies. To be fair, it's really good fiction, while still while you still see realistic side of things. So if you're like, for me, it's because, for example, I want to still have something fantasy, but I don't want to watch typical fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So genuinely, I'm just seeing like ghosts and demons and stuff. Some people I know that they are watching it for the thrill. There is a whole genre created for that called thriller. Yeah, but you know, you can have you have different kinds of thrill. There is a thrill that you get only from being scared. Just pat my head. That's nice, ain't it? Let me pour myself another glass to drink from. Too bad I don't have any wine today. Because actually, whenever I'm sitting there with my mom, we're like getting for ourselves some wine or something like that, it was random. Maybe she just felt like she needed some kind of connection. Come on. Oh, but as I ask, apparently she wants my luck for the casino. Bro. Imagine your grandma coming back with like cash bags and straight up won like several big shots. Imagine. But I'm not lucky. She just scraped whatever left. I'll be in shock. Oh, buddy. So generally we are just making line art, so that's, you know, that's whatever. We're just slowly doing everything, slowly getting stuff. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do. Huh. Unfortunately, liner is taking a lot. At least she gave me biscochitos. I don't know what a biscochito is. A biscuit with a Cheeto? It's a slow day, kinda, but to be fair, I like it this way. I feel like I'm having more time off from work. No. Why not? Oh, there might be a lag. Is a Mexican cookie? Oh. It's a small biscotch. Ooh. I see. No, I... Very famous around here, I see. I really like the Polish cookies. They're actually really good. Andruty. Mm. I really like Andruty. You get a kaimak mass and you get a wafer, and you have like wafer kaimak mass, wafer kaimak mass, wafer kaimak mass, and it's usually have like 5 layers. Best. And kaimak mass is like condensed milk or something like that. Man, it's not even again. I'm losing my mind. I'm going to just copy and paste it. That sounds good. Yeah, it is good. I have to say, like, that's one of the better ones. Is biscochito like gingerbread? Oh. Hashire sorio, una etanachi, padoru padoru. I don't know, I don't speak sushi. I'm sorry, that was just a joke. No, okay. Cheeto. Okay. Okay. And now something like this. It's going to be a really weird thing to work on. By the way. Ah. We're probably going to end the stream soon. Again, I'm going to spend some time with my mom and be probably trying to write a tiny part of my book or learn some more C# today. There are different versions of biscochitos, the Mexican New Mexico version, I see. Why there's Mexico and New Mexico? Like, for example, you have York and New York because York is a city in Great Britain and New York was created as a new version of that city. So that makes sense because those are two different countries, but Mexico and New Mexico. Isn't New Mexico like a city and Mexico just a whole country? That might be it. Because you have Mexico City and not Mexico as a city. So that's, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I think that's that. If someone can correct me, that would be great. But if I'm right, that's even better. Biscogito V2.0.704 RC1. Imagine. New Mexico is a state in America. It's in America? Whoa. I thought it was a city in Mexico. Yeah, it's one of the states, lol. Man, Mexico is a country. Yeah, that I remembered. I don't remember while learning states that New Mexico was there. But then again, I was taught that it's not Arkansas, but Arkansas. Like Kansas, Arkansas, but it's actually Kansas, Arkansas. Now you can complain if Americans don't show where Poland is. I mean... I would argue with that, but okay. Yes, I live. Yes, I live here. It's such a weird thing that you have Kansas and Arkansas, and not Kansas, Arkansas. Finland doesn't exist. What? It's like my teacher once told me that freaking this made up place created by Japanese for secret fishing spots. It kind of reminds me how my haven't you heard it? No, Arkansas. Yeah, it's written like Arkansas, right? Because it's also Kansas. But it's not Kansas. But the way how you write it is would like say it's Arkansas. But actually, when someone says like name of that state, it's totally differently said. Like, it's not how it's written. Also, Pokemons have so many Pokemon names that sound like this nuts joke. Arkansas. Should it be said like Arkansas? No, Arkansas. I wonder if at certain point they've just changed the way how it's pronounced. Arkansas? Almost. I wonder if Americans just changed the way how the name of the state is pronounced at certain point. Okay, we're going to end today at 2 hours. We're almost done actually. A lot of Mexican people I talk to call it Arkansas. Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? But the actual pronunciation of that state is Arkansas. No? Huh? Wait. Let's see if Google Translate actually does this.
Kansas.
Yeah, see? It's because half the stuff we name by English, half the stuff by Dutch, half by Spanish, half by half by Spanish, half by French. How many halves are there? Spreadsheet.
Arkansas.
Literally.
Arkansas.
This is exactly how it's pronounced.
Arkansas.
Arkansas? Yeah, like that. Arkansas. But when I write Kansas,
Kansas.
how AR is changing the entire word so much? It only proves that American English is literally not coherent whatsoever. They are not coherent with the names. Straight up. Nope. To changing it American adamant about Arkansas. Yeah. Like literally. Not coherent with letters either. True. Like there's the rule that you shouldn't place certain letter before other letters, but then you have like bunch of words that are breaking it. Pacific Ocean. Yeah. Pacific Ocean. What about it? What is C? Oh yeah, because it can be C, K, Sh. Yeah, Pacific Ocean. It's so weird. We have a letter which is a letter and it's not really changing throughout states of it. It is very messy, the American language. Yeah, it is. I have to say it's very confusing. But okay, folks. We've had good laugh. Thanks Zega for being active chat on Twitch. Thanks Kotaro, Skyler, Kimo, Shuma, Jayon, Mike, and Muto for being active chat on YouTube. And as always, folks, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and